All right, I'm going to go over phases of the market, and I have pulled up a company we're all familiar with, and it's Apple Corporation. And notice that I am looking at Apple for the last year, so we're going back 1 year from today. And we're kind of going to mark up the chart here and show you the different stages. So as I look at a chart, the first thing I want to look at is what is the overall pattern of the chart. Is it moving sideways? Is it moving up? Is it moving down? And what you could kind of see here, this is a stock for the first half of the year. You could kind of see it's kind of flowing through a pattern of really much pretty clear congestion. This is a classic case of congestion here, and I'm going to kind of draw it for you and kind of show you the different levels. So right here, you can kind of see the stock is trading around 390. And if I draw a line here, you can see it kind of hits 390 again. It kind of gets pretty close to it. What we call this area, this is called a double bottom. And a lot of times when charts show you double bottoms, they will either then come off the bottom and bounce off, or they break through that double bottom and shoot downwards. And you can see right here, coming off that double bottom, once again, Apple then kind of breaks upward in direction instead of downward. If we look at the top side of the first 6 months of the year, you can kind of see the stock makes a double top at the same time, and you can see it's kind of breaking in this congestion pattern. So this is the congestion. It's bouncing between these two levels. It broke down here. It kind of came down to this level, and then it kind of came back up. It didn't make a higher high at this point. And so right around here, we're looking at, it looks like ballpark 560 here off to the right. Looking at the price over here. So we're at roughly around 460. And you can see it comes back down to about 390, bounces off. And so this level right here where it hits, this is the floor. So this is called support. So this is the support level down here. It bounces off of the floor, and then once again it hits the ceiling of the congestion pattern, and this is called the resistance because it's resisting going through that ceiling. So then it kind of comes off that resistance once again. It comes back down to support. It bounces off, and then it comes back up. So this pattern is pretty clear as we look. This is a clear pattern of congestion. Now you notice here it kind of has a breakout. It hits the ceiling. It kind of breaks out initially a little bit, not dramatically. Kind of comes back down to that our old ceiling, our old support, our resistance level. And usually when you break through resistance, the old resistance level becomes then the new floor. And you can kind of see that if I extend this is the old ceiling. If we kind of take that old ceiling and extend it all the way out, you could see this is now our new support. So this is our new floor. And now it showed us a pattern up here where our new ceiling is right around here. So this is a classic example right here of a breakout, and you can see the breakout right here, and then you see it kind of coming back down the floor, and then it's kind of coming up here, forming a new high, and a new high here. So this is clearly the breakout pattern. And then you can see more recently it came off of earnings. The market did not like earnings, and so we're kind of seeing it blow off here quite heavily in 1 day action. This was an 8% drop in the stock, and so this is kind of the blow off, but really a true blow off if it does break this level here. This is the level where we're watching. I think we're watching this 450 level. Right here it's kind of in the middle between our floor and our ceiling. And what's noticeably, you kind of see a ceiling here a little bit, and you see it kind of break out at this point. This is where it breaks this level, and you can see this is where the level kind of returned to. So we could even make a strong argument that this could be a floor and this could be the ceiling of the stock. So this is the support around 500, and then the resistance is up here. So that's breaking down a chart, the different levels, and kind of reading it. So we could look at the chart for 1 year, we could look at it for a longer period of time. It just kind of depends what you're looking at. So if I go to a longer time frame, 5 years in the stock, you can see just a total breakout right here in the stock. this is a huge breakout right here, and then we also see making an all-time high here, and then it totally blew off and dropped value pretty quickly as that rise up occurred. But along the way, though, you had a nice growth, a nice upward movement in the stock, and you got to look at the prices. You're over here at 180, more than doubled in this time frame, the short time frame. If we go out a little bit longer, and you could kind of see the pattern of the stock is purely huge growth. If we look at the low here of this month, the low was 78, and then 1, 2, 3, less than 4 years later, it reaches an all-time high of 705. So that's a pretty aggressive growth in a short period of time in the stock. So there you have it. There's looking at chart patterns, and we're going to get used to looking at these chart patterns. And the more you look at them, the more they start to kind of show what the pattern is going to do from a technical standpoint.